Imagine a deep, powerful bass line that vibrates through your entire body. That's the heart of Vluarr's music. This pulsating rhythm is not just a random selection, but a meticulously chosen sound that sets the foundation of a bass house track. It's about finding that resonant, gritty bass that cuts through the mix, just like Vluarr often does. But it doesn't stop there. The bass line is the heartbeat, but the synth is the soul. It's where the dynamic modulation and experimentation come into play. A sound generator or synth that lets you explore, tweak, and fine-tune until you hit that sweet spot of sonic perfection. It's about creating a sound that's rich and full-bodied, just like Vluarr's tracks. So, whether you're a seasoned producer or just starting out, remember that the bass line and synth are more than just sounds. They are the core elements that set the tone for the rest of your track. Choosing the right bass line and synth sets the stage for a powerful bass house track. The rhythm of a track is its pulse, and the drum pattern is the heartbeat. In the realm of bass house, a genre known for its energy and impact, the drum pattern plays an essential role. The keys to crafting the drum pattern are punchy kicks, snappy snares, and dynamic hi-hats. These elements are the cornerstones of a lively driving beat. The kick drum is the foundation, providing a robust and solid pulse. It's the kick that makes you want to move, to dance. The snare adds a crisp counterpoint, a snap that cuts through the mix, and the hi-hats, they're the spice, bringing a dynamic rhythm that keeps the groove alive and kicking. But crafting the drum pattern isn't just about selecting the right sounds, it's also about shaping them. Compression is a valuable tool in this regard. It tightens the drums, making them feel cohesive and punchy. And then there are the rhythmic variations, the subtle changes in the drum pattern that keep the beat fresh and exciting. A lively groove with punchy drums is a key ingredient in Vluarr's bass house recipe. In Vluarr's music, the voice is an instrument, chopped and processed to rhythmic perfection. This isn't just a stylistic choice, it's a signature move. To replicate this, we'll need to integrate vocal chops as a central element in our track. Vocal chops are essentially small snippets of vocals that are edited, pitched, and processed to create a unique sound. They can add a catchy and rhythmic dimension to any track. Vluarr is known to experiment with different vocal samples, often choosing ones with unique tonal qualities. He then processes these samples, adding effects like reverb, delay, and pitch modulation to create a sound that is instantly recognizable. But how do we go from a vocal chop to a full-fledged build-up? That's where tension-building elements like risers, uplifters, and filtered effects come into play. These elements help to enhance the anticipation before the drop. They're like a roller coaster's climb before the thrilling descent. Risers gradually increase in pitch and volume, creating a sense of growing tension. Uplifters are similar, but they often incorporate additional elements like white noise and snares to add complexity. Filtered effects like low-pass and high-pass filters can also be used to gradually reveal or hide elements of the track, further contributing to the feeling of anticipation. And there you have it. With the right vocal chops and the right build-up, you're well on your way to creating a track that not only sounds like Vluarr, but feels like Vluarr. The right vocal chops and build-ups can turn a good track into a great one. The anticipation builds, the tension rises, and then the drop. That's where the magic happens. The drop is the payoff for all the tension you've built up in your track, and designing it to be dynamic and impactful is key. How do we do this? Firstly, consider variations in the bass line. These changes can add a fresh twist to your drop, giving your listeners a pleasant surprise. Next, introduce additional synth stabs or leads. These elements can add depth to your drop, making it feel more full and satisfying. But the drop is not just about the big moments, it's also about the subtle details that keep your listeners engaged. Creative effects, fills, and transitional elements can add an extra layer of interest to your track. Think of them as the spice that adds flavor to your bass house stew. Remember, a track isn't finished once the last note has been played. The final stages of your track involve mixing and mastering. This is where you'll focus on achieving a clean and balanced mix. Pay attention to the frequency balance of each element, ensuring that the bass line has enough presence without overshadowing other elements. The goal is to achieve a polished and professional sound that emphasizes the genre's characteristic punch and clarity. With dynamic drops and a polished mix, you'll have a bass house track that Vluarr himself would be proud of.